Hey everyone, how are we today? Just doing a quick all signs reading today. We are using the topic suggestion of one of our beautiful Pisces subscribers. M. Mullen has suggested what you didn't know about the thing that you are putting off. All right, so we are going to word this as, the hidden energy behind your procrastination. What is stopping you? All right. So what are you putting off? What are you procrastinating about? What do you need to know about that situation? What's stopping you from moving forward in that situation? As always, timestamps will be in the description box. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Definitely leave me comments, especially if you do have a topic suggestion for future readings. I love to take those on board. As you can tell from today's reading, we are going to be using the Green Witch Oracle, and I have the Herbs and Plants Lenormand to go in tandem with that one. We are going to start off today with our Aries. Okay, Aries, what is stopping you? What's the energy behind your procrastination? What is stopping you, Aries? Okay, Aries. Vitality. Okay. We do see the fig there in that image, which is one of the wonderful purple fruits. There is something that I do talk about quite a lot, is that, eating purple foods really does help open up your third eye chakra. So for some of you, it's kind of a spiritual heaviness that you're experiencing, that loss of vitality that you're experiencing at the moment. It's, just a lack of energy, a lack of motivation, more than procrastination itself. Not going to lie, this explains myself, and I have been procrastinating a little bit lately as well. So, it's that vitality, it's feeling spiritually exhausted. That's kind of doing you in here, Aries. But we'll have a look with the Lenormand as well. What is stopping you, Aries? The energy behind Aries procrastination. What has been stopping our Aries, please? The past as well, Aries. We have the whip coming through first, followed by the mice. Okay, so there is this energy here of tension from the past, tension from the, especially we have the letter finishing that out there as well. So it's like in the past, when you've expressed yourself and you've expressed, the ways in which you've wanted to move forward, it's just kind of created more drama for you, more tension for you, maybe even arguments and things like that. So there is kind of this fear of the past repeating itself, and that if you, move forward, that it's a fear of conflict stopping you from moving forward in a way here, a fear of, losing the fight from the way that you're communicating or expressing yourself. So it's kind of this energy of like, well, every other time that I've communicated this or expressed, ways in where I want to move forward, that I don't want these things to hold me back anymore, it has just turned into some sort of conflict, or it's created more drama within me myself, that I've ended up it's just ended up being a fight. So that's kind of what's been holding you back here, is this fear that the past is going to, stress you out all over again, that the past will kind of repeat itself, that you will lose the fight all over again here, Aries. But, with the letter there, it's definitely something that try expressing yourself in different ways. That may actually really help you, get through this, and find that motivation once again here, Aries. Find that, remove that spiritual exhaustion. There might be some the need for you to physically, journal it out, write it out, what you're wanting to sort of say here. So rather than trying to communicate verbally, for example, or through text message, or however you normally would have tried to communicate in the past or express yourself in the past, maybe there is the need to, just change format. I am getting a lot of you writing it out, using paper, like pen to paper kind of thing to write it all out for yourself, and maybe even writing yourself out a little schedule, to help combat that spiritual exhaustion and to find that vitality once again for yourself there, Aries. So that's what we are seeing for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Taurus. Okay, Taurus. Taurus, what is stopping you, Taurus? The energy behind your procrastination. What's going on for Taurus? What's stopping Taurus here? Okay, Taurus. We have leadership. The broccoli card coming through here for you. So leadership is stopping you. So, you're wanting to, maybe you're needing to take leadership. You're needing to take a little bit more control of a situation here, and that's what's stopping you, is that you're not wanting to take that leadership role. For others of you, I'm picking up that there are a couple of you here where, especially when this procrastination is coming out in work and career stuff, that it's the actual leadership that you answer to that is sort of stopping you. You may actually be getting, I'm getting someone, getting word from the higher ups. You can't do that, Taurus. You can't, so there's actual, an actual procedural stopping you kind of energy coming through here, and it's taking some of that motivation away from you. But leadership is what is stopping your energy from moving forward right now, whether that's taking leadership or answering to leadership. Okay, let's have a look, Taurus. What is stopping Taurus here? The energy behind your procrastination. We have the dog coming through first, followed by the scythe. Okay, so it's kind of like you're trying to play Mr. Nice Guy a little bit here, Taurus. You're trying to be too friendly about it, too nice about it, to be honest. The dog does talk about friendship, and it talks about, doing things with honor and reliability and offering understanding and compassion. I feel like, you're maybe, because we see the scythe there, you're needing to sort of break out of that, I'm not just your friend, I'm also, your boss, or that kind of thing is coming through here, that you're needing to sort of break out of the friendship role and move into a bit more of a leadership role here, Taurus. There is a bit of fear, a bit of stress about that too. We have the mice here. It's kind of showing us that the longer that you leave this, the more that this is going to, nibble away at you, eat away at your energy, and make it even harder for you to sort of get started and pick up that slack sort of thing here, Taurus. So there is kind of some concerns about that you'll actually lose the friendship altogether, but I don't necessarily feel as though that is a founded thing. And even if it is, you're still needing to take leadership, because it's not just leadership that you're needing to take here, Taurus. It's boundaries. All right, it's got something to do with yourself having boundaries, healthy boundaries. All right, so it may end up, for some of you, it may end up being that this friendship ends up in the past, ends up being something that you lose. But you do need to break free from the chains of the friendship, I suppose, and keeping to the bounds of just being a friend to somebody, when you need to also maybe be their boss a little bit here as well. So you definitely need to, especially for those of you where this is a work scenario, you do need to sort of set up boundaries about, like, if we're at work, I have to be the leader. I can't just be your friend. So it does feel as though that you do need to set up some boundaries around, friendship and the difference between being a friend and being the leader, or because it just feels as though it's that inevitable kind of situation. Whereas, if you try too hard to just be the friendly one in this situation, that's going to hurt your position. You can't be a friend to everybody, Taurus. You do need to sometimes take a little bit more control of a situation. All right. So that seems to be what is stopping you there. The the fight between leadership and friendship kind of coming through there. But make sure you do subscribe to the channel. And we will move on over to Gemini. Gemini, what is stopping you, Gemini? The energy behind Gemini's procrastination. Gemini. Continuance. Oh, so you're just kind of bored doing the same thing and having to continue the same story. All right. So that is the Apple card there. The continuance, though, it's kind of like, you know, how they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. It's kind of like, I'm sick of having the same thing every single day. That's what's stopping you is, you know, you're kind of bored of having to, you know, it's kind of like a repeated thing, like same thing, that apple. It's like, can't I have a different fruit for once? So that seems to be what's stopping your energy is, you know, that you, but we all know that with the apple, we do see, you know, this beautiful red apple here, or technically it looks more like one of those pink lady apples, but you can swap to a green apple. Even you can still have the same thing. You can still have the continuance of the same, but make it fresh somehow. So I do feel as though that's kind of what you're needing to do is to, you know, even though it's the same old same, you're needing to somehow sort of make it fresh in some kind of a way here, so that the boredom of the mundaneness of this thing isn't what holding you back anymore. But we'll have a look with the lenormand as well. Gemini, what is stopping Gemini? The energy behind Gemini's procrastination, please. So we do see the key coming through first, followed by the road. We also have the mice there as well. All right, so we do sort of see that there are other opportunities here. It's opening yourself up to just making a decision to not allow it to be boring. All right, even if it's the same old same, that you have free will. That free will exists here, Gemini, and that, you know, because the key really opens doors to something new, something fresh. Like I said, just there's always opportunities. There's always a different path that you can choose to walk here. You just need to open yourself up to those other opportunities, even if they do seem boring, mundane, the same. There is a variation that you can choose here. And you know, we do see the mice coming through, which kind of, it eats away at things. It's like because it's kind of like it's something here about past losses coming through there with the mice energy that's been sort of taking from you, stealing away from you, stealing your energy. It's because it's like I've walked down this path 20 times already. It's taking my energy to walk down that same path all over again. So you're kind of having to choose to walk down a new path, even if it's in the same, you know, even if it looks the same, you can still choose a new path. It's a bit of a weird message here. That opening up to seeing that sometimes the new path does look like the old path, but the more that you're afraid of, when you're only seeing what's being taken from you, you know, that it's taking and taking and taking, you're not seeing the positive sides of it. So there's something about, you know, choosing to see that this is actually, you know, that there can be new opportunities in the same, that even in the continuance of something here, you can create new opportunities. You can, you know, because with the mice here, the mice can be a very negative energy. And I feel like that's kind of what's taking from you the most, is your own perspective on this, your own telling yourself that it's all negative, it's all taking from my energy, it's taking from my energy. So you kind of need to, you know, make a conscious choice here to, I choose to open up to see the opportunities that this is presenting to me, even if it looks the same, that I do have, slightly different apples that I can choose tomorrow. I can choose a green apple instead of that red apple. So it's kind of you yourself having to consciously choose to look at the positive sides of the continuance rather than just getting stuck on the negative side of the same old same kind of thing. It's kind of like creating your own newness, opening up to creating your own fresh energy within that same. Okay, so I hope that makes sense with your particular situation there, Gemini. I do understand it's going to be a bit different what's going on here, because I'm just getting a lot of different energies here on what you're actually procrastinating about. I just feel like for a lot of you too, it's just life in general too. And it's, that sometimes you have to create your own opportunities. You have to choose new opportunities, even if they look similar or the same. That there's a part of you, because you're just a bit stuck in this negative mindset, there's actually a part of you that you're actually choosing the same, and then getting frustrated at the continuance of that. So I hope that makes sense to you anyway, Gemini, but that's what we have. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. What is stopping you, Cancer? Cancer, the energy behind Cancer's procrastination. What don't you know about the thing you're trying to do? Wisdom. There you go. You just don't know. We have the wisdom card. Okay. That is the bay leaf. All right. So for some of you, there is just the need to research a little bit more, just to find out, a little bit more of the, to understand this a little bit more. The things that you're procrastinating about, it's just because you feel as though you're not knowledgeable enough about it. So maybe just doing a little bit of research about it. Oh, pardon me, Cancer. Cancer, you're just feeling as though you're not, I feel like for some of you it's a self-confidence thing, where you're just feeling like, I'm not smart enough for this. So you're holding back a little bit. Cancer, what's stopping you, Cancer? For a lot of you, this is easily rectified just by, choosing to learn a little bit more about where you want to go here. Doing your research. Cancer, the energy behind your procrastination. And once again, I'm getting that, definitely for some of you, you just feel as though you're not capable enough. But you've got to take the chance anyway. All right, because we do see the lily coming through first. So for a lot of you, there is this emotional vulnerability, this, I don't feel like I'm good enough, that how can I have this, you just need to be kinder to yourself. All right, this can talk about a few things. For some of you, this may have to do with a health issue, that you're procrastinating on a health issue with the lily there as well. But it's more about being kinder to yourself and realizing that it doesn't matter if I don't think that I can do it. I can still try, because we do have the clover coming through next, which is trying, taking a chance, doing it anyway. Even if I'm not sure that I'm going to be capable of it, I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to jump in the deep end and I'm going to, take a chance on myself anyway. All right, we also have the garden here. So for some of you, it may have to do with dating as well, or meeting somebody, or meeting up with somebody that, or having a meeting of some description. So, in a work thing, it might be like, or asking for a meeting with your boss to ask for promotion, those sorts of things. And you're just not confident enough. You're just not feeling as though you're not wise enough. But once again, that wisdom, if that's what's happening for you here and you're procrastinating, asking for that meeting with the boss to ask for promotion, do your research. Do your research and look, this is exactly why I deserve a promotion. Be kinder to yourself and take the chance to invest in yourself here as well. For some of you, it's got to do a little bit here with getting out and about a little bit more, going to some sort of event or something like that. Take a chance to go to that event, to accept that invitation. And for others of you, it may have to do with dating. All right. So taking a chance to just put yourself out there a little bit, Cancer. All right. That, you're more than capable. It's just a matter of putting yourself out there kind of thing, getting out of the house, so to speak, Cancer. But that's what we're seeing for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Definitely subscribe to the channel. We'll move on over to Leo. Okay, Leo, the energy behind your procrastination. What is stopping you, Leo? Success. Okay, so we see the peppermint card there, success. I'm also getting, with peppermint, Leo, I am also getting that for some of you, this may actually have to do with migraines, headaches as well for a couple of you here. That maybe that's actually what's stopping you is something is a headache, or you have been actually getting physical headaches or migraines, because peppermint is something that does help with headaches, migraines, and I've got peppermint growing in my garden for specifically that purpose, so that if I start to get a headache or a bit of a migraine, I go and eat some peppermint leaves, and it really helps, or rub the oil of the peppermint on my temples and forehead. It really helps get rid of headaches and migraines. So some of you just need to get some peppermint to get rid of the headaches. It may actually really help you, and maybe that's why this is coming through for you here. But for others of you, it is more to do with that success, and it's kind of interesting because success is what's holding you back. Success is what's stopping you here. That's what's behind your procrastination. It's kind of like a fear of success, to be honest. But we'll have a look at the, it's like you're more successful than you thought you were going to be, or something like that. Leo, what's stopping Leo here? What's holding Leo back? What's the energy behind the procrastination for Leo? I'm getting it is that fear of success that, and for some of you, it's either it can go both ways. It's the fear of being successful, but it's also the fear of not being successful. It's kind of like, I don't know how to deal with it if I'm successful, but I also don't know how to deal with it if it's not successful. So you're kind of just not taking a chance one way or another. We do see the clover coming through first. So jumping in the deep end, taking a chance anyway, regardless of what comes next. I'll kind of deal with it. It's going to involve some growth in my life, some healing from this fear, and taking care of myself and investing in myself, and jumping in the deep end anyway, even though I'm scared. That sometimes is the more mature decision to make here. That's part of your growth, part of your healing, is to take a chance on just trying. And if I'm successful, I'll deal with that then. If I'm unsuccessful, I'll deal with that then. Okay, no matter which way you're going to go, you're going to experience growth and healing in yourself. All right. We do also see the fox coming through too. So it's very much like definitely paying attention to taking care of yourself first and foremost, that you're being very, very independent and just doing things anyway. And, that's it. I'm going to do what I got to do, regardless of whether it's going to, because with the success card, it's like your fear it's not even about being successful or not. It's about the future. You're worrying too much about the future. Whereas what we're seeing here in this message is just jump on in anyway. That just take a chance, and good luck is on your side here, and just do what you got to do, and worry about the future when you get to the future, kind of thing. Just do what you got to do. Be clever about it, yes. Be mature about it, yes. But jump on in one way or another, Leo. It's the procrastination that's future energy, all right? You're procrastinating about something that hasn't even happened yet. So you don't know whether it's going to be successful or not until you try, All right, so that's what's sort of coming through for you there. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel. We will move on over to our Virgos. Pardon me. Virgo. Okay, Virgo. What has been stopping you, Virgo? The energy behind the Virgo procrastination. Virgo's procrastination. What's stopping you, Virgo? Positivity has been stopping you. Okay, that's the marigold energy. So, that shows us straight away that if positivity has been stopping you, it shows us that you are currently being a little bit too negative mindseted. Is that even a phrase? I don't know. You're just in a bit of a negative mindset. You're a little bit cup half empty right now, and so your positivity has actually been stalled a little bit for you here, Virgo. Let's have a look with the lenormand. Virgo, what's stopping our Virgos, please? The energy behind Virgo's procrastination. And for some of you, your positivity is stopping you in the sense of you're like, you're being too happy-go-lucky about it. Does that make sense? That you're not actually being realistic about the way that you're moving forward, and there's something about you being unnervingly positive that is stopping you because you're not weighing the situation in an objective kind of a way. But that's only one or two of you. We do see the clover coming through first, followed by the heart. All right, so that kind of talks about taking a chance on things that you love, jumping in the deep end, heart first, heart on your sleeve kind of energy. But we actually see the scythe coming through with that. So once again, that's actually telling us that we do need to sort of cut it out a little bit, sort of stop being so impulsive when it comes to just jumping into what our heart desires. That, once again, what I was saying with that positivity thing, that you actually need to cut that out and think about things a little bit more logically, a little bit more rationally. Take both sides of the coin into consideration before you dive on in. So some of you are just being a little bit too impulsive with things, and jumping in just a little bit too fast. Like, this is what my heart desires. And so, you're allowing your emotions to sort of make you do impulsive sort of things here. You're like, I'm passionate about this, so I'm just going to jump in the deep end. I'm going to take some risks here, and it'll be fine. But and then worrying about like, it's not fine. So it's kind of because that's where the procrastination is coming from, is because you're not doing things in a balanced way. You're doing things, very heart-centered rather than head and heart. So you maybe actually need to think about things just a little bit more balanced at the moment, Virgo, when it comes to this thing that you're procrastinating about anyway. It feels like this one specific thing that you are just needing to take logic and reality into a bit more consideration of the situation than and objectiveness, all right? Rather than, because the heart, it's kind of like jumping to conclusions from what your heart is telling you. That it's like, I love something so much, I'm going to jump to conclusions about this. But you actually need to maybe think of it from other perspectives as well, more logical perspectives, less heart-centered perspectives, to get that balanced energy. And then that will enable you to make the sudden changes that you're needing to make here. Once again, I'm getting a lot of impulsive energy coming through here, Virgo. So it's just very much like you're just needing to break out of rash, risky decisions and just make decisions just a little bit more logically before you make rash changes here. Okay, so So that's what I'm seeing for you, Virgo. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Libra. Okay. Libra, what's stopping you, Libra? The energy behind your procrastination. Okay, Libra, what's been stopping you? We have grounding. All right, so we see the potato coming through for you. Okay, so petty potatoes gather around. If you know, you know. Grounding has been stopping you, Libra. So you are just not grounding yourself. You're kind of needing to tether yourself to reality a little bit here. And that's, getting out and spending time in nature is the easiest way to do that, to ground your energy. You're kind of allowing, Libra, you are an air sign after all. You're kind of allowing yourself to float away with life at the moment and not, bring yourself back to reality at the end of the day and, sort of kind of just a very floaty energy coming through here, Libra. Libra, the energy behind your procrastination. So it's kind of like you're sort of not getting down to business here, Libra. Look at that. We see the mice card coming through first, and you can kind of see they're here underneath the plants, where you would see the potatoes as well. So they're down underneath, and it's kind of eating away at your energy because of the fact that you're not grounding yourself here, that you're, maybe a little bit stuck in past energy, like floating through memory a little bit, nostalgia sort of overtaking you a little bit here at the moment as well, and that's sort of part of what's floating your energy around. We do see the rider coming through with the house, which the house is a very grounding energy as well. So it's kind of like, for some of you here, there might be good news from the past, something that you thought that you had lost in the past. Receiving some sort of good news from that may really help ground your energy as well. But it's like this, good news regarding your safety and your security. And that's something that really helps ground us in this world as well. So, I do feel for a lot of you, this grounding energy that is holding you back at the moment, it's because you're feeling unsafe, unsecure. You're not really sure about your place in the world. And there does seem to be some sort of news from the past coming through that will really help establish that for you a little bit and help ground you into, this is who I am and this is where I'm going kind of thing. So, allowing that nostalgia to find purpose in your present and your future from the nostalgia, rather than just being overtaken by that by the memories of the past and worrying so much about the things that you've lost in the past. Use that to sort of remember what this version of yourself that you to be secure in who you are and where you have been. There's a security in that and a very grounding energy in that will help stabilize this energy for you and bring you back down to reality a little bit here, knowing that I'm solid, I'm secure, I can do this kind of energy. Okay, Libra, so that's what we're seeing for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel. We will move on over to our Scorpios. Okay, Scorpio, what's going on for the Scorpios with your procrastination, the energy behind the Scorpio procrastination? What is stopping you, Scorpio? Duality. Have the bananas coming through for you. It's like something about bunch of bananas, things that the bananas, I'm going bananas. The duality of that and not kind of feeling like this is kind of what's stopping you is, duality is what's stopping you. So it's kind of like you're not accepting a whole part of yourself, a half of yourself here, that you know, that you're kind of saying, I have to be one way, I have to be one thing, and I can't be anything other than that. But you know, we all have this duality. So for some of you, it's got to do with, you know, positivity versus negativity, that you're, you know, the good versus bad parts of ourselves, the light and the shadow, that kind of thing, the yin and the yang, the feminine, the masculine, all those sorts of dualities coming through here, that you're kind of telling yourself, I have to be a certain way, I have to be feminine all the time, or, you know, masculine all the time, or I have to be in control, I can't lose control, I have to be positive all the time, I can't allow negativity in. You know, but life is all about duality. It's all about balance between both. It's not having to be just one or the other. So as soon as you know, find that duality and accept that duality within yourself, I feel as though that procrastination will come to a bit of an end here. You know, because for some of you too, and it's like, I'm getting for some of you, like when it comes to things like work, you're kind of saying, I have to be focused all the time. This is how I have to be all the time. It's kind of, you're very much telling yourself, I have to be something. You know, whereas, you know, sometimes it's in the moments of unfocused energy that we work the best. So there's just something about that coming through there as well. But we'll have a look with the lenormand here. Scorpio, what's stopping you? What's the energy behind the Scorpio procrastination right now? Yeah, for a lot of you, I'm being too focused here. We see the fox and the masculine coming through first. So, you know, like I said, with the masculine energy, that a lot of you are, I have to be in control. I can't be, you know, too emotional about things, that I have to be, you know, very, very intelligent and smart and do the right thing all the time, kind of thing is coming through. I have to be very much, you know, hard worker, in charge of myself, and do what I got to do. You know, you seem to be trying to just force yourself a little bit here to just be very masculine and in control of your emotions, and not allowing them to come through. Needing to be a bit kinder to yourself. We have the lily here as well, especially when it comes to health issues. For some of you, there is some procrastination from health issues as well, and it's because you're trying to be so in control of things that you're forgetting that sometimes you do just need to be a little bit softer with yourself as well. So you're kind of needing to refine that softness, that duality, and integrate both within yourself here a little bit more, Scorpio, so that you can start to move forward again. All right, so that's what we are seeing for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Definitely subscribe, and we will move over to Sagittarius. Okay, what's stopping you, Sagittarius? The energy behind Sagittarius's procrastination. Big chunk of word there. Focus. Okay. So, you know, we have the stock card there. That's what that plant is called, stock. Okay. But it's about focus, and that's what's sort of stopping you. Is, I feel like for a lot of you, Sagittarius, you're just overly focused. You're too focused on just one thing, where you need to be a little bit more variable, if that kind of makes sense. You need to not just focus in on, you know, it's like tunnel vision. All right, you're so focused on one thing that you're not seeing anything else around that. Sagittarius, what's the energy behind Sagittarius's procrastination, please? What's stopping Sagittarius, please? Very interesting here, because we do have the card of destiny, the card of fate coming through first, followed by the card of free will. All right, and it's actually telling me this phrase I've been talking about recently with people, is that fate, you know, destiny might be set, but it's up to us to choose how we get there. You know, there's certain points of destiny in our life that are set, but it's up to us to choose the path that we take to get to those points. And, you know, we may choose not to even get to a certain destined point in our life, in this lifetime. So there's something about that coming through here. But we do see, duty and responsibility coming through here. So for a lot of you, that's the focus that's holding you back a little bit here, is that you're so focused on the burden of responsibility, the duties that I have to meet. I'm responsible for, my own choices and my own decisions. I'm maybe responsible for every choice and every decision. And that seems to be sort of overtaking your energy a little bit here. Sometimes I feel like for a lot of you, because when we see the crossroad here, the card of free will, sometimes free will is saying, I choose to leave that up to destiny. I choose to leave that to fate. I choose to trust that God will sort it all out for me. So that our free will, we can exert our free will by saying, I leave it up to the universe to do what it will. So I feel like that's necessary for someone here, because we do see the moon card coming through as well. So, there's maybe some emotional sensitivities coming, some triggers that are coming through from feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, and that you have to decide and you have to choose every little thing, and you have to know exactly where the road is going, and you have to have everything planned out, because it's kind of like you're feeling this duty, this responsibility, to be so focused on the road ahead, to, you're the one holding the map. You've got to know exactly where the road's going, and you're just putting a little bit too much weight on your own shoulders here. And, I feel like for a lot of you, relaxing and just allowing things to just unfold how they will, and to just trust your own intuition, definitely would be in your advantage at the moment, when it comes to removing the procrastination. I feel like for a lot of you, you're just so weighed down by this sense of responsibility, that you're not just leaving things up to chance. And, that may actually help a lot to stop procrastinating, is to just, okay, it'll be what it will be. Cool. Okay, we'll wait and see what happens with that. I'm not going to push one way or another. I'm not going to take responsibility for that. I'm just going to leave it up to the universe to decide. So I feel like that may really help a lot of you at the moment with the things you're procrastinating about. All right, so that's what we're seeing for you, Sagittarius. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. Capricorn, the energy behind your procrastination, Capricorn. What is stopping you, Capricorn? Okay, Capricorn. Cleansing. We see the lemons coming through here. I have been thinking about doing a lemon detox. So maybe for some of you, this is what that cleansing is doing some sort of a detox, doing some sort of a cleanse. That maybe there is the need for you to cleanse your energy at the moment. And that's the only thing that's stopping you, is that there is other energies tied into your energy. You may have other people dragging on your energy a little bit here, Capricorn. I am getting drawn here to, I've got quite a lot of evil eyes that I wear all the time, and I keep getting drawn to those there, all the evil eyes. So there may actually be quite a few people around you pulling on your energy, and you're needing to just cleanse yourself of everything that's not your own. All right, and as well as cleansing yourself of, I'm getting like the burden of your own self-doubt or something like that coming through here as well, Capricorn. But we'll clarify with the lenormand. Okay, the energy behind Capricorn procrastination, please. What's stopping you, Capricorn? It's just, I am seeing a lot of like threads here connecting you to others for sure. So we see the moon coming through first. So we're seeing a lot of emotions at play here. This is emotional sensitivities, things triggering you a little bit at the moment, Capricorn. Once again, it feels like, other people are triggering you. Other people are triggering your emotions a little bit here. Needing to cleanse your emotions and sort of get back to a bit of a blank slate when it comes to, I'm not going to allow other people to control my emotions so much, to block my intuition so much, because we do have your card coming through next, which is the Mountain. All right. And with the moon there being about intuition as well, I feel like the Mountain here is that there's a bit of blockages in your intuition at the moment, because you are just needing to do some sort of a cleanse of your energy more than anything, cleansing yourself, cleansing your energy. Have an everything shower. Let the water wash away the bonds of that which do not serve you. We do see the Rider coming through as well. For some of you, there may be some obstacles, some blockages with, things like a car, or, the Rider sometimes can talk about transportation. So some of you may be having car troubles, and that's creating some blockages in your energy, those sorts of things. But it's just like blockages and delays in moving forward. It's kind of like a little bit here, like you're waiting for something. Your intuition is trying to tell you something's coming, but the only thing you can kind of do here, Capricorn, is to, get up on that horse and ride off into the sunset. It's kind of like you're needing to cleanse yourself of making mountains out of molehills and making things seem insurmountable to yourself. Like, you're telling yourself that there's these obstacles that, oh, I'll never get over that. I'll never be able to get through this problem. You're kind of make any small little issues, you're making them much bigger in your own head here. Pardon me. Once again, I do feel as though it's got to do with, the emotional connection here, and the things there's things tugging on your emotions. Needing to cleanse yourself and kind of get back to square one, and sort of say to yourself, if these obstacles didn't exist at all, what would I be doing right now? And moving forward anyway, because the Rider really does move forward anyway, even if there's a mountain in the way. The Rider knows, I can get over that. I'm determined enough to get over that mountain. I'll find another way around. So just needing to cleanse your energy a little bit, Capricorn, is what we're seeing for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Aquarius. Aquarius, what is stopping you, Aquarius? The energy behind the Aquarius procrastination. Stimulation. Hot chili peppers. Okay. Stimulation. It's kind of like, Aquarius, that this is you kind of maybe are overstimulated for some of you here. There's just too much going on. There's, a lot of heat at the moment around your energy with that chili. So for some of you, it's kind of like the thing that's actually stopping you is very sexual intimacy based for some of you here, that you are a little bit overstimulated at the moment in some kind of a way. It's kind of like it sounds really horrible, but you're on heat because, the chili peppers, you're just too hot. Are you in Australia as well, Aquarius? It's very hot here lately, and it's not even that nice hot. We can get out and go out and about and go to the beach. It's like just a sticky, gross hot. I'm really over it. It's not even technically summer anymore. So why is it so hot? And I feel like for some of you, that's kind of the same thing. Like, you're kind of like, it's not even whatever anymore. So why am I so hot? Why am I so hot and bothered right now? Something about that is stimulation is what's stopping you. Is that there's just too much. It's kind of like, maybe I feel like for a lot of you, you're just needing a bit of a rest. Like, take a water break. Maybe water is a good answer for you at the moment, Aquarius, to drink more water. That may actually calm you down a little bit. Aquarius, what's stopping Aquarius? The energy behind Aquarius's procrastination, please. Yeah, so we see the heart coming through first. All right. So, along with the garden and then the sun. So the sun, obviously, there's that heat again. But we see the heart and the garden. For some of you, you're spending too much time focusing on your love life and, getting out and meeting new people and dating and all that sort of stuff. That may actually be part of the issue right now, is that you're overstimulated, that it's like you're just too busy focusing on your, love and meeting up with people that you might love or that you do love. And it's kind of like just too much heat at the moment. You needed to cool down a little bit, Aquarius. Cool it down a little bit. And just allow things to be revealed when they will. Because, the sun card here, it does talk about happiness. And I feel like this is kind of like, it's kind of like this is what's stopping you and this is what's making you procrastinate, is that you're kind of too happy. Which shouldn't be a bad thing, right? But it's like, you're too happy when it comes to fraternizing and socializing and getting out and about in public and meeting up with people and spending too much time on the things that you love. Like, I know it sounds contrary to what I would normally be talking about here, but maybe you're needing to take a little bit more time to cool it down a little bit, quite literally, and spend some time to yourself and do the things that you might not love. Spend some time doing the things that you might not love. So the things that, are work, because you're just sort of very preoccupied with your heart space right now, and it's overstimulating you, and it's actually making things a lot harder for you in all areas of your life here, and making you, it's stopping you from actually moving forward in the ways that you want, because you're focusing on these things too much. So I would highly advise spending time to yourself and doing something that you don't like doing the things that you don't like doing, getting those things out of the way will create room for, that cool down period. All right. And then it's kind of like, absence make the heart grow fonder is kind of what's coming through here, that you're just very overstimulated and it's very hot and heavy right now. And you need to just ease it down a little bit so that the heart has a chance to grow fonder. Does that kind of make sense with your situation? I hope that resonates for you, Aquarius. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Pisces. Okay, Pisces. Happy birthday to all the Pisces. What is stopping you, Pisces? The energy behind your procrastination. Pisces, what's stopping you? Okay, Pisces. We have time, courage. Time to plant, courage. Time for courage. The courage is stopping you. So, if courage is stopping you, it means that you're not showing enough courage, that you're a little bit stuck in the energy of fear. Whether you want to admit that to yourself or not, Pisces. Pisces, procrastination. What is stopping you, Pisces? The energy behind your procrastination, Pisces. So the subscriber that did request this reading, her wording was, what you didn't know about the thing that you are putting off. So you didn't know about there was extra courage needed. And you're deceiving yourself a little bit here, Pisces. We see the snake coming through first, that you've created this illusion that this thing doesn't need courage, or, you know, you've created this idea in your head of how it should be or could be, but you're kind of deceiving yourself in some kind of a way because you're not having the courage to actually see the reality of the situation and see the truth of the matter, to truly have the courage to ask yourself what it is that you're actually passionate about here. Because it's kind of like, I feel like for a lot of you that the deceit is in telling yourself that you're not as passionate about something as what you actually are, you know, or that the hidden desire, the hidden passion behind something, you're telling yourself, oh, I want this because of X, Y, Z, but there's actually like a hidden desire, a hidden passion that you have here. And because I feel like for a lot of you, I know this sounds a little bit oddball, and it may not make sense for everybody, but it's kind of like the hidden desire, the hidden passion, it's something that you yourself would see as unseemly, all right, or an emotion that you shouldn't have, okay? So it's kind of like, I'm just trying to think of an example here. It's like, so it's kind of like the courage to face the truth, the courage to face the truth of the matter, and to be very honest with yourself about what it is that you actually want to get out of this situation. Because I just feel like for someone here, it's like you want something to happen, right? And you're telling yourself, oh, I want this to happen because that'll be the best thing to happen for everybody. But there's a part of you that's kind of like, well, if that happens, yes, it's the best thing to happen for everybody. But it also means that, you know, that person over there, they have to step away from this other person. And I secretly want them away from that other person, or I secretly want to monopolize their time or energy or something along those lines. There's a secret motivation here that you need to be very honest with yourself, because it's coming from a darker emotion. Like it's a darker emotion. Like, I don't like someone that someone else is interacting with. So, you know, if I can do, you know, that's part of this secret motivation, is to get someone away from someone that you don't like, or something along those lines. Because I do feel for a lot of you, it's got to do with your social life. We have the garden followed by the moon here. It's kind of something that you're not willing to sort of place it, because it's something that's coming through from your intuition. It's like you don't like this person just because your intuition doesn't like this person. You don't have any solid fact for why you don't like this person. Once again, I'm just using this as an example. You know, but it's like something to do with your social circle or something like that. Something to do with maybe someone being in the public eye, or something along those lines. And you just don't trust something here. You know, your intuition is telling you that if that person's in the public eye, their attention's going to get taken away from me, or something along those lines. And so you're, you know, but you need to have the courage to be truthful with yourself about, you know, the deception here. And I feel like the deception is just something that is as simple as telling yourself you want something because that'd be the best solution for everyone. But secretly there is an ulterior motive, Pisces. There's another reason. And you need to be courageous enough to be honest with yourself. about that, because that's actually what's holding you back here. That's what's stopping you. That's the hidden thing that you're not seeing. That's, because that's what's stopping you. That's why you're putting this off, because your intuition is trying to tell you something, but because you're not willing to face the reality of that, because there's a darker feeling or emotion or thought or something connected to that you're maybe the deeper, darker emotion is that you would have to be a little bit deceptive towards somebody in order to follow your intuition, that you may need to betray somebody's trust or something along those lines, and having the courage to actually do what you need to do for yourself here. And regardless of being in the public eye, or it being in a social grouping here, or because with the moon there as well, things can be under the cover of night, and can be, there's a secret motivation there. And the secret motivation is, I'm trying to tell myself I'm just doing something intuitively, but it's not just that. There's a secret motivation. That's what keeps coming through here, Pisces. So you are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel and keep those topic suggestions coming. I love taking those on board, but I will see you all again soon.